Congratulations, guys, on this film. I watched it last night, and I laughed the entire way through it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And one of the things I was laughing at the most was your physical comedy. So what was it like working together in terms of falling downstairs, dancing, hitting desks, those kinds of things?
I think it's nice when you can make people laugh through ways other than just talking. When we can come up with ways to be, have the audience laugh and, it still move the story forward and inform on the characters and their relationships, that's when it really functions the best, I think.
I started as a ballerina for the first part of my life, and I told stories by not uttering one word.
They can't talk. They don't talk.
They don't talk.
That'd
Ballerinas.
be a funny thing if they did.
Ballerinas don't talk.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, I like physical storytelling. I mean, Mad Max, I think I have 70 lines in that movie. That's it. Yeah, in over 3 hour movie.
And you guys are both producers of this film, so congratulations on that as well. Why was it important for you to produce this as well?
It was a project that was with Seth's company. And
we were like, we can't do this on our own. I think both, like, in the actual making of the movie, we felt really strongly that Charlize was the person we wanted to make it with, and we also knew that the best way to make a movie like this was to really develop it and spend a long time talking about it and to get as much input as possible and to not pretend that, like, me and John Levine know how to, make a movie about, like, a woman running for president.
But turns out they actually do.
We do, but we need a lot of help.
Turns out they actually, they're very enlightened.
We outsource a lot of it.
We're also treated to a very sweet duet. I mean sweet, and like it's awesome between the two of you. If your characters had to do another singing moment, what would it be? Which song would you choose?
Probably just a different Roxette song, maybe. Just more good Roxette songs.
We have weirdly very similar
tastes in 90s music.
90s music. Yeah. And so every time Seth would sometimes just pull his phone up and put a song on it, was definitely one of those, like, you realized, I'm older than Seth, but I was raised in South Africa, and sanctions.
They got everything a little while after.
Sanctions, held us back a little bit. So really, we are the same generation.
The same stuff, yeah.
So yeah, we definitely have the same reaction when a good 90s, 80s song comes on. Yeah.
It's just beautiful.
It is a beautiful thing.
It was a beautiful thing to watch.
And I don't just sing for anybody. So.
No, it was hard.
That was very special.
Hard to get that out.
Well, we feel lucky then. So
Yes.
thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And congrats.
Thank you so much.
So first off, congratulations.
Thank
this
you.
film is hilarious.
Thank you so much.
I laughed the whole way through it. There are a lot of pop references, elements. There's Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
There's Marvel.
Yep.
Did those stay the same throughout production? Did you have to shift with the tide? How did that
No,
come out?
it's interesting. Like with every reference, like so much of comedy is just referencing things, and it's just because it's just so funny. It's a common thing you share with the audience. No, with every version of a reference, we probably have 10 different things that we've tried and didn't do, or a lot of them end up getting cut out. But it is always the most funny type of joke, and we have writers on set who are always coming up with more and more references. So like when he's wearing that suit in Sweden, for example, that's a great place to just generate 100 different like jokes about how silly he looks that are references. But no, it was really fun in this movie because we got to reference stuff that really meant something to me as a young person, like Beverly Hills 90210 and Boys to Men and stuff like that. It was like old pop culture stuff, like nostalgic stuff. Really, really felt fun for me as a consumer of pop culture to be able to harken back to that time.
I have to ask the question about Boys to Men.
Yes.
Is that always an element here? How did that even come
Well,
about?
no, I mean, like we never. It's like on the night before at the end we were lucky enough to get Miley Cyrus to come. So it's like you never start with like your dream person. You just say like a band comes and they a super awesome band in all caps. Like that's how it would probably read in the script. And then you just start kind of you start with your kind of your first choices and you see if you can get them. And we knew we wanted it to be a band that meant something to them when they were younger. Like I said, so much of this is about remembering who your old self is. And so we didn't know we could get like the best band from that era. And they were absolutely amazing. So exciting.
This film to me looked a little different than others in terms of lighting, in terms of using natural light.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
What was
Let's get into some substance.
Yeah, no, I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, it was really important to me to make a movie that didn't look or feel like a comedy. I think what was so exciting to me about this movie was that it had scope, that it was an original story, and that it had this kind of fairy tale element that would allow me to do more cinematic stuff than you normally get on a studio comedy. I find that so many of them look very similar. So for us, we hired a cinematographer and a production designer who weren't associated with comedy, who could really make it feel like this beautiful but grounded environment. And then I was able to do more things with the camera than I had in previous comedies, and that was really exciting to me. I'm so glad you noticed that.
Oh gosh, thank you for doing that. It did come across to me as something very unique, a different look, unique.
Yeah,
look.
I mean, it's like the movies we really wanted it to be like were movies that we grew up with that they didn't look like comedies, you know, like Pretty Woman and When Harry Met Sally and Cameron Crowe movies. They don't look like comedies. They look like, you know, beautiful versions of real life. So that was what we were going for.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
your time. It was great to speak with you.
Thank
and
you.
for
I like
digging
this
into tech.
necklace. That's
oh,
dope.
Thank you. First off, congratulations on this film. Your deadpan and your comedic timing was stellar.
Thank you.
So what is your favorite part about doing comedy work?
Oh man, I mean, my favorite part about doing comedy is just making people laugh. I think there's nothing better in the world, in life. I mean, it's just amazing. It's an amazing thing, and I love doing it, and I love comedy. It's just such a fun job to have. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It's the craziest thing that one could make money doing this when so many of us would probably do it for free.
You play an advisor, if you will, to Charlotte. Do you have your own set of advisors or mentors that you have to turn to like that?
I mean, I don't. I'm looking for one. No, I don't really. I mean, I guess I have people in my life who I care about, who I will go to. I mean, my husband's definitely somebody I will go to and ask professional questions of, and should I do this or should I do that? And there's certainly people I lean on for support and guidance, but I've definitely never had that mentor experience. You got anyone in mind?
Ooh.
Anyone
I
looking
do.
for a mentee?
We can post this with
Yeah,
that
'cause I'm
question
looking
and see
for a
what we
mentor.
get.
Yeah.
What is your favorite memory from set from
Oh
Long Shot?
man. I mean, one of the scenes that I was really happy with watching, and also just knowing how much fun it was to do it, was the scene where Seth finds me and Tom, played by Ravi, outside the hotel room, because that was a scene that was like 3 lines of dialogue that became this whole other thing just from doing it and finding it. And the 3 of us had so much fun, and just could not stop laughing. That was one of the best times on set, for sure.
It seems like one of the themes I'm hearing is that there are fewer lines and you guys are finding the action to tell the story
Yeah.
in the comedy. So I love that you identified that scene in particular, because so much was said with so little.
Yes. Yes.
Literally and
Right.
figuratively.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a wild, and again, like they already start off with a great script, so you're starting from a great place. If you just do the lines on the page, it's still going to be funny, but then the way that Seth and his team work, and Jonathan, is they want to get what's underneath there and what's surprising, and that's what's always the kind of magic and secret sauce to their movies.
It's a secret sauce that seems to work.
Yes.
So thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
I just want to first say congratulations on this film.
Thank you.
And I want you to know that you rock the velour blazer very well in this.
All right.
You had the opportunity to play this high-powered CEO in this corner office. What do you want folks to know about the character in this film?
That, you know, he is all for the empowerment of his friends. You know, what I love about Lance, besides being a billionaire, what I love about Lance is that he's so enthusiastic about his friend. And Fred Flarsky, played by Seth Rogen, he's definitely on the other side of the spectrum as far as Lance and his career and Fred and his, but that's my guy, you know, and I'll go to war for him. And the more friends you have like that, I feel like a fuller life you live. So, you know, you should take some honor in being the fuel to somebody's fire.
Is that what you take away from Lance? Is that kind of a motto?
Yeah, you got it. You know, everybody has a flame. Everybody has, you know, and they just need something to spark it. And if you just add and build that fire, there's something honorable about that, about inspiring somebody to reach the highest goals in their life.
So speaking of flames and sparks,
Yeah.
how much of this with you and Seth was improv versus script? How much of it did you guys create in the moment here?
It was a lot of improv. You know, Seth wants you to find the gold. It's so much just, panning for gold, looking for the funniest moments in a scene and how we can expand on them. And that's his work ethic, and you can really see him searching for that, and he's got a team of writers that are throwing things at you and trying to make sure you stay on your toes as an actor. So it was one of the best environments I've ever had on a set.
What is your favorite memory from set that you can share?
Woo! First of all, I didn't know Boyz II Men was really gonna be in the movie, and they didn't film it separately from me. I was really there kicking it with them, so that was cool. And Andy Serkis, I got to meet Andy Serkis, and he's King Kong, so that's awesome.
Did you recognize him?
Not at first. He was in prosthetics, and I was like, this is old man walking around set so freely. Somebody needs to check him. It's weird. Very, very close extra. No, but he's super chill, super great, utmost professional. And if you're an actor and you want to get engulfed in a character, that's somebody you need to study.
Why did you want to do this project?
Because Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron was in it, and they wanted me. But then after that, the film is just so smart. The world is political, but it's not a political film. And it's got such a strong female lead with Charlize, and the cast is just like an all-star game. You just love it.
Seth and Charlize got to sing a duet or a couple duets in this film. If you got to sing a duet with Seth, what would it be?
Ooh. Oh, God, man. See, these type of questions I need some time with. But me and him could kill End of the Road, Boyz II Men, just to keep it in the realm of a long shot. End of the Road. Let's do it. Let's get this Christmas album, Seth.
Yeah, I'm on it. I can see what I can do.
Yeah, let's do it.
Maybe I can drag you into the other room. We'll just do it.
Yeah, I'm down. Tell Seth to come on in.
Congratulations, first of all,
Thank
on this
you.
film. It was super fun for me to watch. Was it as fun for me to watch as it was for you to be in this? How fun was it for you on set?
It was so fun. I mean, I was in a movie with Charlize and Seth and June and O'Shea. I mean, all these people are insanely talented and fun to be around. It was cool.
I think some might know you from the documentary world first, potentially, and then
Yes.
coming into this world. What lessons, what things did you bring over from the documentary world into the narrative world?
Well, the main thing I think I learned from the documentary was just how cool it feels to make something that can matter and impact other people's lives. And I think creatively, I'll tell you one thing, it helped me as an actor on a very practical level, was just in a documentary, you're not acting. You have the camera there, though. So after a while, you start to get the feel of what it's like to be yourself in front of camera, if that makes sense. So
Definitely.
I think from an acting perspective, I got better at being myself on camera. I'm not particularly myself in this movie, but yeah, that was definitely the coolest part of, I think, the documentaries. I as a result of doing the documentary, I think I learned how to act as myself in things, which I do with more frequency now.
And how is this character different from you in person?
So, first of all, in real life, I have a much better job right off the bat. And I probably have a lot more confidence in real life than that guy does. And I have a wife and a kid. And yeah, I think I just I think in real life I'm happy. And in Tom, the character I play in the movie, is not happy. And I don't know that he ever will be.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Now that you've played Tom, who's in this political world, would you ever consider going into politics?
No. Never.
This
And
is
that
it.
was the answer before this, but it's very much the answer after this, too.
Did you do research into the role before you stepped in?
Yeah, I spoke to Tony Hale, who played the similar character on Veep. And I read about some former body men in history. But at the end of the day, I really just had to carry her satchel and anticipate whatever she wanted.
How
It
heavy
was
was?
gum and I don't know.
That's what I was gonna ask you: is how heavy was the satchel?
Yeah, it was it was so funny because after we'd say cut, there's someone who comes and takes the satchel from me, which I always thought was kind of ironic.
You had your own body man.
I had a body man surrounding me at all times. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, Body Man,
Yeah.
it was a pleasure to talk to you
Yeah,
today. Thank you so
same.
much. Congrats on
Yeah,
the film.
thanks so much.
It's really, really funny.
Yeah.
And I'll see you guys soon.